Let's turn my Pinterest board into a reality. Today I'm going to be working on a few accessories that I have seen on Pinterest and that have been on my board for a while now. This is the board that I'm working off of. It is just a board that started off. I have not been a fan of accessories and now I want everything when it comes to accessories, and that is why I want to make these accessories. Now what I'm going to be making, I am going to be making zipper earrings. I have some bow earrings that are really cute and really dainty, and I'm really excited to wear that out. I am also making a bow claw clip. I'm making a rose hair tie that you can tie on your head or you can tie at your neck. I am also going to be making some puffy bow that you can use as a phone charm or a bag charm, and I'm also going to be revamping some shoes that I've had in my closet for a while and they're just a blast. I'm going to amp them up, so let's get into the video. The first project I'm going to be working on, I am going to be making these super cute earrings that I saw on a website when I was scrolling, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so cute, so aesthetic, and this person looks so put together. And I was like, wait, is that a zipper head? I think I can make that. So I was like, this is just the normal zipper head I use for sewing, so I can definitely make that. And the other thing that you're going to need apart from the zipper head, you're going to need a small earring. I am using a very tiny earring, or you can just get this piece that goes to your earring on its own if you have that. And then you're going to need a stopper for your earring, obviously, and then you're going to need an adhesive to attach this small earring piece to the zipper. All you're going to need is your hot glue gun. You're going to determine the center point of your earring and you're going to squeeze in some glue like that, and before it hardens, you're going to push your small earring in place, and just like that you have an earring from a zipper. This one is so much cleaner than the previous one I made, and this is how we're looking. So pretty. I love how they turned out, and the white ones are even better, let me just say that. Anyway, on to the next project. The second project you're going to work on is also a pair of earrings, and this time we're making these super cute dainty bow earrings, but I'm going to make them a little bit bigger for convenience and for making sure that they're visible. I'm going to be using this trim right here. You're going to need some sort of trim, ribbon or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and mimic these bows that are on my fingers. So nails, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting. I'm not going to be cutting yet. I'm just going to be creating the bow first, so that it's going to be easy for me to cut once I have the bow. So you're just going to tie a bow. Oh my god, it is so tiny. And I'm going to trim that just like that. I have got my tiny bow, and before I add my earring piece, I'm going to try and match this up, because that is actually the hardest part. I think I matched that up so well, and these are my tiny bows. They look so pretty. Anyway, let's add the tiny earrings. So I'm just going to add a tiny blob right there, and I'm going to make sure to push this all the way inside that blob and push another blob on here. This is how they are looking from this side, and this is how they're looking from the right side. I think they are so cute, and it is very simple to make these. In the spirit of bows, let us make the bow claw clip, and this is the inspiration, or this is what I found on Pinterest, and I am going to be using this claw clip that I got. It is pretty strong, and I love that it is strong, and I also love the size of the claw clip. And I am going to be using this ribbon. Now I'm going to create some sort of a bow using my ribbon right here. So I'm going to make sure that the bow is just slightly longer than my clip, and I'm going to be cutting that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be cutting, but I am going to be cutting that. And I'm going to be making 2 bows for both sides. Just like that, and then I'm going to make another smaller bow for the center part. That is how it's going to look. Just like that, and then another one for the other side, and I'm going to be binding these together like that so that I can join them up at this point. Okay, I have the 4 pieces, and I'm just going to be flattening them like that, and I'm going to match up this part. And now I have 2 bows like that, and this is what I'm going to be attaching to my claw clip. So I'm going to add the glue to the bow itself at the top and at the bottom, and then the middle part, just like that. And then I'm going to press it down on the claw clip, and this is my beautiful claw clip. For the further project, this is very exciting because it's something that I've wanted for a while. It gives off elegance, and it is this rose tie thingy that you can tie on your neck, you can tie it on your head, you can tie it as a belt, whichever place you want to add this, it can be added. And I think that this is going to amplify my outfit. It's going to give it that aesthetic feel that I want, and I am going to be using this silk satin fabric that I have. I have these 2 pieces that I'm going to be joining together to create the tie, and I'm just going to be making this into a tube and then turning it inside out. That has no much issues. And I have this piece right here that I'm going to use to cover up the back of the rose on this one, and I am also going to use this to create a very adjustable piece for the straps. And now I have the big piece. This measures 5 inches by, let me see, it measures 5 inches by 50 inches, and this is what is going to make my flower, or rather my rose. So I'm going to be folding this in half like so, and I'm going to be sewing right here at the corner. So I'm just going to be marking something that looks like a semicircle like that. After sewing up that part, this is the section that I just sewed. I'm just going to be trimming that, and since this fabric frays a lot, I'm going to be trimming a little bit further away, and I am going to iron this piece folded like that on the right side. This is how it looks after pressing, and I'm going to be threading a hand sewing needle, and I'm going to create gathers from this piece. So I'm going to have my gathers just like that, randomly distributed, not equally. and I'm going to start from this point, and I'm going to start working on folding my flower. So I'm just going to be rotating like that, and where I need it to start gaping, that is where I'm going to add more gathers. If you feel like this part underneath here is coming off, you can just go ahead and sew your layers together, and that will just make everything stay together. When you get to the end, just add everything together to your piece and sew. Make sure that you close it up all together. Make sure you catch all the layers, and you will have a very beautiful rose. So for this piece that is going to finish everything off, I just finished the edges by burning it, and I am going to attach this to this point so that I can finish the bottom of the flower. So I'm going to overlap it just like that, and then it's going to be at the base right here. I constructed the tubular piece that is going to go underneath, and I'm just going to feed it like that and pull it in place, and this is going to make this piece adjustable. I am obsessed with how this came out, and let me just say, I am making a million roses. This you can wear as a belt, you can wear it on your neck. It has so many ways to wear this. Let me know if you want to see the different ways you can wear it, and I will show you. Now let's make some more roses. Since we made the rose previously, I think it is only right to make the other rose right now, and that brings me to revamping this pair of shoes. As you can see, they are not that badly off, but I hate how blunt they look. So let's make it a little bit special. So I saw this heel right here, and that gave me the idea to create a flower at the back right here at the sling. For this, I'm going to start off by making the roses, and as I did for the other rose, and I'm going to be using a combo of the all-purpose adhesive. Just like that, I'm going to be applying that on the shoe, and I'm going to also use my hot glue gun. I'm also going to be using my hot glue gun, and I'm going to be applying that on the flower itself. How they turned out. I think the roses elevated these shoes, and I decided to do away with the pearls because I was not feeling them as much, and now they look so pretty. But I do not know where to wear the shoes to or what to wear the shoes with. So kindly share some suggestions on how to style these shoes in the comments, and let's get to the next project. The last project I want to work on is making this 3D puff bow, and I've always been fascinated by how this can be made, and I'm going to be working on that today. All you need is a piece of fabric, some stuffing, and for stuffing I am going to be using my scrap fabrics that I have been collecting for a while now. So this is the bottom section, and I have these arrow kind of pieces that are at the end, and I have folded it. So I'm going to be sewing all the way from this point, create that corner, sew all the way to this point, and leave out that much of space to turn everything inside out and to also add the stuffing. And then I'm going to sew this part right here to complete it, and this is the top section. So I have it folded twice like that and like this. So I'm going to be sewing all the way from this point to this point, leaving out enough space right here, and then completing the sewing and I can come back and stuff everything. All stuffed up, and I'm going to be closing the opening with a slip stitch. I scrunched up the bow itself and I scrunched up the bottom piece, and now I'm going to be joining them together. If you just want a normal bow that is not a bag charm or a phone charm or a key charm, then you're going to leave it at that. You're going to just sew it like that, but I want it to be a charm, so I'm going to be adding this D-ring right there, and then I'm going to sew this part closed. This is how the bow turned out. So cute, and I added it onto this pink bag and I think it looks amazing. I love this! And that is everything that I had to make today. That was on my Pinterest board in terms of accessories. Make sure to subscribe down below because I'm doing this as a series, and I am definitely coming back with another sewing my Pinterest board. Let me know which was your favorite piece. Mine was definitely the roses. They came out so good. I love everything I made. Let me know what you want to see me make from my Pinterest board, and until next time, bye.